So, just my quick thoughts on Jade so far, or at least the last couple episodes. Mind you, I didn't watch Friday's episode, I saw Thursday's episode, but I still don't like Nina. I still don't like this version of Nina. From what I understand, when Sam's parole officer came in and she talked about Jason still living with her, I already knew right off the bat. I knew right off the bat that they were gonna have to like break up or something. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Um, I'm not really into like shippings or relationships or whatever. So I don't want to say I totally don't care because you're gonna watch them be all miserable and everything, but so that's gonna be something. This whole this whole Michael and the baby thing, holy shit. It's funny too, because sometimes I'll talk to people at work about it, like customers and stuff like that. And even today, this woman came in and she was like, this whole Michael and the baby thing has went on too long. It's went on way too long. I think it's been almost 2 years. I think and it's weird, and I could be wrong, but I think it's only been almost been 2 years. If not, it's been about a fucking year. It's been way too long. It's been way too long. This thing needs to be over. Holy shit, it needs to be over. And this is the thing about General Hospital, or at least lately, is that they start stories and they don't finish them. So let's talk about patient 6 and the other patients. What happened with that? What happened? What happened with that? I think Jason was patient 6, so there was obviously other like people that was being experimented on. So what's happening with that? Moving on. This whole thing with Nicholas and finding the codicil and everything else, I just this thing needs to be resolved. It needs to be resolved so that way we can move forward on to some more interesting storylines. I'm not saying this isn't interesting, but it's just one of those things where it's like I don't want it to drag. I don't want it to drag out. Ava's an idiot. And the sad thing is that I like Ava, but I think that her, and granted, this is me guessing, I think her time when this show is over. So, she gets lured up on top of the balcony with Valentine. And I already knew right off the bat, I knew I was like, yo, she's going off that fucking ledge. She is going off that ledge. And I called it out even before I got to the next scene. I was like, she's already drinking. Who knows what weather it is? I'm pretty sure it's probably slippery. It's icy. They're up really high. Ava's been known to fucking, drink like a fish. So, she gets up there. She talks to Valentine. Valentine's like, yo, I can give you money for this painting. Whatever it takes, I want to do this the nice way. Because at the end of the day, it's like, yo, we can either do this the nice way, or I can fucking kill you. Either way, I'm going to get what I want. Ava is all like, pretty much she just snipped their corners, but like, you ain't going to do shit. You ain't going to do shit to me, you punk ass bitch. That's pretty much Ava's attitude. And I'm just like, you don't want to sit there and try to back somebody into a corner, especially when they're desperate and I don't want to sit there and say they have nothing left to lose, but like, this guy is desperate. He's been known, like, the whole other thing is like, he shot Nicholas out of a fucking window. What do you think he's going to do to you? But she's all like, "Oh, you ain't gonna do shit to me." Next thing you know, she's overboard. I mean, she's off the fucking rails. Like he pushed her off a damn cliff, or well, he pushed her off the balcony. One sec. It's funny because I'm trying to do this whole review thing while I'm cooking, and what I mean by cooking, I mean by ramen noodles. So, one sec. So yeah, he pushes her off, so I'm pretty sure that's the end of her character. Which is going to be one of those things where Julian is already dealing with Lucas, being in a coma, and one sec. Fuck it, I have time. And I knew this was just a way for him to get a vacation. Like whenever somebody is in a coma, or they're sick or something like that, or they went away, it's just they're on vacation. I mean, like the actor is on vacation doing like whatever they do because let's face it. There's a new episode 5 days a week. So it's pretty hard for them to actually get away to like actually do shit besides work. So, that's pretty much what I'm. One sec. Pull off. So, moving on. Let's talk about Sunny and Carly. So, Carly actually told Sunny, what she's been doing, what she's been up to. And Sunny is doing a whole, I'm hurt and you didn't trust me and blah, 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 blah. And, here's the thing. You know damn well there's been times where he's done stuff like that and Carly has just ripped him a new one. So it's like, to be honest, I don't even know who to actually even feel sorry for. It's like, I want to feel sorry for Carly, but she's done her fair share of lying and, not trusting people, not trusting Sonny and stuff like that. So it's just, I don't know, the whole damn thing is a mess. But I don't think that, granted, when I go into stores and stuff like that and, you see these headlines, oh, will Sonny and Carly last? I'm like, I don't think they're going to be snitching trying to switch people around at this point. I just don't fucking see it happening. But who knows? Let's see. I feel like there's so much more that's going on. Oh yeah, I pretty much talked about how I don't like Nina. But at this point it's one of those things where it's like it's funny too because somebody else listening to telling me that she likes her and likes the person that plays Nina and she's been good in other stuff. I'm like, man, I would love to see the stuff that she's been good in. I really would. I would really love to see the stuff that she's good in. Because for me, I'm just like, she's bad. And she's fucking, I don't know if she's terrible at acting or if she does the whole, like, early 90s soap opera. When people will overact and they act, like, extremely diva-like and, like, catty and shit. And I don't know. I just tell you the truth, I don't find her to be a good actress, but it's just one of those days where it's like, it's unfortunate because it's like the GH fans are just kind of stuck with her. Just like they were stuck with Lulu and they seem to be stuck with, the person that plays the commissioner. And it's funny too, just on a side note, I think it was New Year's. One of those days last week. And they played the old episodes. And it wasn't really old, but it was like when Drew was there. And just seeing Drew there, I was like, man, they really screwed him over. They did. They did. And I was thinking about that shit today. And just a sidebar. You know, the actor signed on to play the new Jason. And 4 years later, the other guy, Steven, decides to come back and he's like, all right, I want my job back. And I just felt like it was one of those things like, well, he wants his job back, so you're going to have to be somebody else. I don't know. It's just, it's kind of a messy situation because it's one of those things where it's like, you're kind of, some people are very split down the middle. I feel like you're split down the middle. If you're a Drew fan or if you're a Billy fan, you feel like Steven kind of screwed everyone over and being like, you know, you came back and now you kick somebody else off the role. And then if you're a if you're a Steven fan, you're kind of like, all right, well, I'm glad he's back and stuff like that. And, you know, it just, I try to look at it from both sides of it. Like, I like how he played Jason. I did. I like how he played Jason up to a point. Let's put it this way. I definitely think that he brought something different to the character. He brought a sense of humor and just more humanity. I did like how he decided to quit the mob, focus on his family, his wife and stuff like that. I thought that was all great until the end. And the part that got me pissed off, and I will keep fucking saying this, is after he got shot, because Sam ran into the room like a dumbass, he was all like, oh, well, I can't do anything more. I can't do anything dangerous for you anymore, Sonny. My whole thing was like, bro, he didn't ask you to do anything dangerous. You chose to go in that warehouse meeting. You chose to go into that meeting with him. He didn't ask you to do that. You chose to do that. And now you're going to sit there and try to put it on him like it's his fault that you got shot. No. It's Sam's fault that you got shot because she ran in there like a dumbass with no fucking gun, no backup or anything. So it was her fault, not Sonny's. And then after that, he distanced himself from Carly. You know, his so-called best friend in the world, best friend that loved thick and thin, just totally fucking like pushed her to the side. So that's when I felt like his character was just like, all right, bro, I was really liking your character up until that point. So to be honest, and because I am more of a Steven fan, as far as him playing Jason, I am glad that he got it back. But it's just one of those things where it's like, man, they screwed him over so much. But on the bright side, Kim is gone, so I like their acting. It's just they turned the character into shit. So, Brooklyn, she's still there. So, I don't know how to. The thing is, I don't know how to feel about Brooklyn. I really don't know how to feel about her because, on one end, she does bring a different type of energy into the show. On the other end, she comes at Lulu like a bitch. And I wouldn't mind it to an extent, but she's in the wrong. She is clearly in the fucking wrong, but yet she acts as though, you know, like she's the victim. Like how dare you do this to Dante, this, that, and the third. It's like, bitch, you're the person that was sent to trying to break them up. So what the fuck are you talking about? What else happened? Shit. Tracy came back. So that's something. I don't know what this is about, how long it's gonna be, but she came back. You know, it's crazy because I only started watching GH around maybe year 2000. And I didn't realize that she was on that show way longer. Like she was on that show back in the day. She was on that show back in the day to the point where people used to actually smoke on soap operas. Like when it was actually allowed for people to smoke on TV and soap operas and shit like that. She was on there since way back then. So I didn't realize how much of a history that she actually had with the show. So I do find that kind of interesting. I don't know. It's not really much that. It's not really much that I can think of that's really been happening with the show. It's kind of weird. I'm. Oh great! 1 second. This is bad. Sorry about that. That's not what I wanted to do. No, that music works just fine. So yeah, just in general, um, in general, um, yeah, it's like the thing about this show is that it's like a lot's happened, but nothing's happened all at the same time. So I mean, you have this whole weird thing that's going on with Dev and Jocelyn, and Dev like Jocelyn, and for me, I find it kind of weird because they live in the same roof. They live in the same place, so it's like it's just kind of off, and I don't really understand where that's gonna go. I also understand Gladys. I think that's her name. The person who's faking to be Dev's relative or whatever. I don't know where that's gonna go. I don't know where that's gonna go. Because I feel like the only time that she actually comes on the show is to so-called spice things up. And I don't know what her end game is. I don't know what her end game is, so I guess that's kind of interesting. I felt like when she, it's weird because you can tell when she's like coming in there to cause tension and when she's actually having a real moment. I don't know if her talking to her son on that cell phone was real, but I know when she was talking about her friend going through like Alzheimer's and stuff like that, like I can tell that was a very sincere moment. So it's I feel like if they keep her on the show, she's going to be an interesting character because she seems like a character that's going to actually have a lot of different layers. And, oh yeah, Franco's back, so that's the thing. And it's funny too because a lot of people, even like some people, like customers or whatever at work that I was talking to, was like, oh, thank goodness that shit is over. And I completely agree. Because Franco adds a certain level of comedic value to the show. Way back when, and this is when he was actually Todd on One Life to Live, I still miss that character. I still miss Todd. And granted, he's grown more into Franco than Todd, but his humor, his sense of humor, is always going to be somewhat Toddish. Like he has a very cynical, Todd was more of a character that like he was cynical and sarcastic, but his came with a more mean streak, if that makes any sense. And Franco is more like sarcastic, kind of like bumbling. Like he'll say something and people just be like, "The hell is the matter with you?" But anyway, I'm glad that he's back. Because again, his character adds a certain level of charm and comedic value to the show. So, I don't know. It's funny too, because every time I'll sit there, I'll think about it. It'll be a Sunday or whatever. Or it'll be a Saturday night. Just finished watching it. It'll be like a Sunday or some shit. And I'll sit there and be like, I just wonder how long I'm actually going to watch this show. Because they stretch out stories that just run way too fucking long. Especially when like my other shows are on, like, my CW shows and my Netflix shows are come back on, and Sabrina's come back on. I'm like, you gotta sit there and deal with Brad and his annoyingness uh, and then sometimes you remind it when you have like Finn and Anna. I'm just like, oh my goodness, seriously, why are they actually on that show? Sometimes I don't. Here's the thing, I don't hate them, particularly Finn sometimes, but I feel like again they need to give Finn something to do. This has been a problem for a while. This has been a problem when I think this is the third character or the fourth. I guess Michael McBain doesn't count, but they had another character. This was shit. I'm drawing a fucking blank now. He was. I honestly can't fucking remember. But he was on the show at one point. He got killed off. People started complaining, and then they brought him back. And I feel like this is just all over again. I can't remember his fucking name. You know what? I'm probably gonna do another video. It's like a 3-second video. Just sit there and say his name because I'm drawing a blank. But my point is that they need to give him something to do. They need to give him something to do, and it can't always just be tied in with Anna. You know, like a lot of, and sometimes I feel like, you know, when he's not trying to help her and stuff like that, it's like, why is he even like on some of these missions and stuff like that? Like, it makes no sense sometimes. I don't get it. You know, like when he was when they went to try to find out stuff about Cassandra Pierce, I think. Like, he was there for like the rescue mission and shit like that, and I was like, why is he there? You're not an agent. I can see Robert being there because he's an actual fucking agent. I can see that Dr. Andrew Maddox being there because he also works with the WSB. I don't really understand what is his role there. So I feel like sometimes they need to actually give him something to do outside of just being with Anna. And Lucy's annoying. And it's funny too because, you know, in the opening credits or whatever, when you see people, when you see their faces and stuff like that, you realize that they're going to be there for a while. And then when I saw Lucy, I was like, oh shit. Fuck me. I don't know. They turned her character into a joke. A joke. And she just comes across as this annoying, bumbling fucking idiot. And yeah, I get it. I'm pretty sure probably some people felt the same way about Spinelli. But I think he just left because they didn't really give him anything to do. Valerie left, or the actress that left, because they didn't really give her enough to do. And the actor that played TJ also left because they didn't give him enough to do. So I don't know what's going on with GH, and I think they need to come up with some very interesting stories for these actors and actresses to do, because I mean, hell, take for example Ava. And granted, I didn't watch Friday's episode, but I feel like if that was like her last episode in the show, it's probably because they didn't give her enough to do. I did like the whole mentoring between like her and Trina, but like, I don't know. I felt like they actually haven't been giving certain people great storylines. I mean, granted, you're always going to have the, you know, Sonny and the gang. They're going to have a great, interesting storyline. Then you have Liz. She's been there for a while. They give her something to do. But let's sit there and take Hayden for a while. I don't know what the hell is going on with her. They just had her go. So I don't know what they're going to do with her as far as her storyline goes. Like, yeah, she came back because her daughter was sick or whatever, and they tried to give her something to do, but then like once her daughter got better and she stuck around for a little bit, it was like, all right, well, Finn is already with somebody else, and like, Are you gonna sit there and try to like steal him away from Anna? No, then what the hell are you doing there then? I don't know. I felt like they just didn't really give her enough to do, and like she took a break or whatever. And sometimes I just sit there and wonder the state of GH and just what the hell they're doing. And I don't. And the sad thing is, like, I don't know if they need new characters or they just need to give the characters that they already have on the show something to do. But something needs to fucking change. Because GH is literally the only show, the last soap opera on Channel 7. And yeah, there's always rumors, oh, they're going to bring back One Life to Live and All My Children. I'm like, alright, bro. First of all, I'm just going to sit there and be honest with you. I don't think that's just going to happen. The characters, the actors that made that show what it was, has moved on. I remember years ago, the actress that played Brenda, she did a reality show where she was trying to bring back a soap opera, which never happened. And the reason why I don't think that some of these soap operas are coming back, not just because the talents that made the shows great, but because if you watch most other shows, they're soap operas in itself. Hell, even the action shows like The Flash and Arrow and stuff like that all have soap opera elements. So what makes them actually stand out anymore? Anyway, that's enough of my rant.